And then CJ also says, I'm firing Kyle Shanahan. I'm tired. I touched on that last week, the week before. Bro, I think it's time. I think it is time. I think that the run is over. I think it's time to move on from Kyle Shanahan. And listen, you could fire Kyle Shanahan, and Eddie's not here, but he'll say it, that he'll get a head coaching job fucking day one. He'll get a job. And I strongly believe that. But
yeah. Okay, I have a question, though.
Yes.
From someone like an outsider looking in, how do you fire Kyle Shanahan if you know he's going to get picked up right away from other teams, and basing it off his past seasons, he is consistently getting to those big games in the playoffs?
No, I listen, and I agree with you, but you haven't won the Super Bowl, right? And now the team has regressed. A ton of injuries, yes. There's a ton of injuries. Quarterback was hurt, running back was hurt, tight end was hurt. Now you got two running back. Both your best backs are out now.
Yeah.
For at least the next 4 games. So you're probably going to miss the playoffs more than likely. But it would be tough to fire him because of what he's done. And they just went to the Super Bowl last year. Mm-hmm. But dude, it's just not a good look. The offense looks bad. And that's what he's the master at. He's supposedly a magician on the offensive side of the ball. And your offense looks atrocious. And you're blowing games. You're blowing leads. You're literally blowing leads in these games. Now, I'm not talking about the Bills game or the game against Green Bay either. But the game against Tampa, you fucking barely squeaked that out. You lost you blew a lead to the Rams. I think it was the Seahawks, Arizona. I mean, the list is endless. Like, bro, and I'm big on, and I've always been dating back to Joe Gibbs' second comeback. You lose close games, it's the head coach's fault. There's nobody else's fault but the head coaches. Like in baseball, you blow a close game, it's the bullpen's fault, more than likely. Okay? In basketball and in NFL, more in the NFL, when you blow close games, that's on the head coach. It's on the head coach. And I'm talking close games I'm talking real close games. I'm not talking Cowboys down fucking 21 going into the fourth quarter. They make it a fucking one-score game at the end. That's not the shit I'm talking about. I'm talking about
one-possession game throughout
the entire game, the entire second half, the entire fourth quarter, whatever, and you're blowing those games. So, and I could see them moving on, but I can, put it this way: if you can go out and get the upcoming next guy, which everyone says is Ben Johnson, and it looks like it's Ben Johnson, then maybe you go out there. But I don't know. I think I would move on from Kyle Shanahan. That's just me. They've underperformed this year, and you need to make a decision on Purdy. One or the other. I'm going to throw it out like I did Dallas last year. It was either Dak or Prescott. Dak or McCarthy. They kept both. They went to. They've gone completely to shit. They played awful. So maybe it's Kyle Shanahan or Brock Purdy. Who knows? You need to fix something.
Let's bring Eddie back in and see what he thinks about Shanahan.
I don't see how I agree with everything you said. I just don't feel they have the balls to do it, because it is a ballsy move. But what you said about close games and blowing leads, and just look at AP. Look at that last play. Why are you running a play and you go on camera and admit that what are you going to do? I was going to just throw the ball out of bounds and waste 3-4 seconds. Why not just kick the ball? So don't get me started on that. But I agree 1,000%. I just don't feel that he can do it. He has the injury card in his back pocket, and he just was, in a freaking Super Bowl and went into overtime. He didn't have his bet. Yeah.
I know it would be super tough to fire him, and it'd be it's a lose-lose situation to fire him, right? Because if you fire him and you don't do shit next year,
it is,
or you fire him and he goes somewhere else and he does a hell of a job, his situation is a little different than Zach Taylor. Zach Taylor really deserves to be fired.
Robert's been saying Zach Taylor for 3 straight weeks.
That's what it is.